is when they get a chance to haul out like this, they open their fur up and they let it dry out, then it can breathe right through to the skin.
See there?
Now have a look at those whiskers. The whiskers are really important because the water's not always clear, and they use the whiskers to find vibrations of fish ahead of them, and they chase the fish. So it can be dark or very turbid water, a lot of sediment, they can still fish. So you may have noticed sometimes when they're in the water, when they're out behind us, they get their pectoral fins and they wipe their nose, they're grooming, looking after their whiskers.
No worries, I didn't catch up in then. Bye.
Now I've got another New Zealand fur seal just here, and this one's familiar with Big Bear down on the rock down there that had the damage. Now this one was trying to get in on Big Bear's rock, and he was doing it for about a week. Well, see that mark in his side? That's a bite. So Big Bear said, no, I'm the boss, this is my rock, go away. So he's been a little bit sad, this one, because he got schooled. Now he might have won the fight, he might have got the rock, but he didn't. But it's alright, you know, they're really resilient animals, and that's what they do if they need to fight and things like that. And a lot of big males in any of the animal kingdom will fight for domination. But he's alright, that wound's cleaning up alright. Just got a couple of puncture wounds in it. There's a little female just above him there checking him out. These animals get quite used to us from day to day. They know we're not a threat. If there was another boat that pulled up here that they're not familiar with, they'd likely just jump straight in the water.
Bye-bye, see
Seals that have been here for a long, long time. And they come across the Tasman Sea. It just happened to work that way. But unfortunately, in the late 1800s in Australia, we nearly hunted Australian fur seals to oblivion. We nearly hunted them away. You know, they're Australia's first protected marine mammal in 1906, thank goodness. So their numbers are only 50% today of what they were before European settlement. So they still haven't even bounced back to their normal numbers. So during that period, New Zealand fur seals came in and started to fill the gaps. Now right down on his tail fluke there, you can actually see the remains of a wound there. You can see a long red line. Now he was bitten by a shark in September, and it took a chunk out of him as big as a basketball. It was huge, and we thought that's the end of him. Melinda got in contact with the Melbourne Zoo and the mammal recovery unit there. They never came down. All we did was Melinda kept sending them photographs and video. The wound was clean, it took the skin away, it opened up the body fat, but didn't get down to the flesh. Now, everything he did when he got bitten was look after that wound, and when he used to get up on the rocks, he always kept it on the high side. He never sat it against the rocks, he kept it in the air where it could breathe. He was pretty upset about it. I mean, it obviously hurt him. But it didn't attack any of the tendons or anything for his tail flukes and that. He could still climb, he could still go and do a bit of fishing. And he did really well, so we kept an eye on him right up until about 5 weeks prior to Christmas, and he disappeared. Well, that's normal for that time of year. A lot of the big seals will go to sea coming into summer. But we had one day off Christmas Day, and then we came out on Boxing Day and he was back.